Last year was my first Q4 for selling on Amazon and my first Black Friday for trying to find profitable items to sell. And in this video, I'm going to give you guys my 5 biggest mistakes I made that ended up costing me quite a bit of money. So hopefully you guys don't make the same mistakes I did. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hey everyone, my name is Kris McCauley. On this channel, I share different ways I'm making money online, as well as networking with like-minded sellers. And before I go ahead and get into today's video, as always, here's the 1-hour call giveaway winner that I give away every single video. All you have to do to enter into that is subscribe and comment in the description below, call me, and it will enter you in a chance for that. So getting back to the point of this video, last year, I was actually really inspired by someone. His name was Brock Johnson. He actually has a YouTube channel now, much larger than mine, and he made thousands of dollars flipping items at Radio Shack and Walmart and Toys R Us. So I really wanted to take this as far as I possibly could, and I made some good money. However, these 5 mistakes ended up costing me quite a bit. So let's go ahead and get into mistake number 1, and that is not fully understanding Keepa when making purchasing decisions. So I understood Keepa, but what I didn't understand was when I was calculating how many items to buy, that my items may not make it into Amazon as quickly as I may think. So normally when you buy an item and you send it into Amazon, it may take about a week, but during Q4 and during the Christmas season, it may take 2, sometimes even 3 weeks to get live in Amazon. So that means that if you calculated you're going to be live for about 20 days before Christmas, you may actually only be live about a week. So a way I would solve this if I were to source items this year, I would calculate 3-day shipping into every single purchase. If I cannot get that item in 3 days, unless I know for a fact it sells well after Christmas, I am not ordering it, plain and simple. So mistake number 2 that I made was not anticipating an influx of sellers on particular items. So normally this is simple economics. When supply goes up, demand goes down, price point goes down. So what you need to be aware of is the demand on the market that may come into Amazon. So I'll give you guys an example of where this worked out well and where it didn't work out so well. So Best Buy had these phones last year for, I believe, like 130% ROI, and they limited you to 2 per customer. So what I did was I bought 2. I went in the store, I bought 2. I paid a bunch of people for like $5. They bought 2. And so I ended up with like 16 phones, and I made some good money. But where this ended up failing was there were these games from GameStop that I bought, and the price point when sourcing them was, I believe, $49. And the price point ended up going down all the way to like $29. And they limited it to about 10 per customer, but all you had to do is just close your order out, place another order, and it was that simple. So I should have anticipated that, but I didn't. And that leads me into, if you guys see an item that you buy and it gets to you slowly, and you see before you send it in that it's not going to look good, just send the item back. Or if you know it's from a big box retailer, leave it at that price point. Don't sell it at a loss, and then just remove your inventory after Christmas and return it. Make sure that the retailer will allow returns, but if they do, you'll be fine. So that's a really low risk way to avoid that completely. Mistake number 3 I made was not anticipating if something is limited edition. So this means that if it's something that everyone wants, you're probably going to want to buy more. And an example for this was Kohl's had this limited edition Barbie last year. I ended up buying 40 of them for about $9 each, and they sold in 3 days for about $45 each. And the price just kept climbing after Christmas time. And if I would have just done a simple Google search, I would have found out that this Barbie was extremely sought after. And I don't know how I snagged so many, but I know I could have snagged more, but I didn't. And just like I said, a simple Google search and being aware of what I was sourcing would have let me know this, and I would have bought more. Okay, mistake number 4 I made was not being fully prepared Wednesday night. And what I mean by this is Wednesday night, the deals start, look at the ad that you're looking into, but anywhere between 7 and 10 p.m. that Wednesday night. And like I said, this was my first Black Friday, and I had done some research up to this point, but I thought the deal started Thursday morning. I didn't know that it was going to start Wednesday night. So I was actually sitting down to do research, and I saw that the deals were just about ready to start. So I was kind of caught off guard. And had I known that, I would have done much more research that weekend before, which is what I should have done anyways, but I didn't. And the last mistake I made was not having a full grasp of tactical arbitrage before the holiday season. So tactical arbitrage is an online arbitrage research tool, and basically it will allow you to quickly analyze sites to find items for a profit. And yes, I did understand tactical arbitrage at surface level, but there's a lot of things I know now. Had I known then, I would have made a lot more money. And I'm going to give you guys a couple of quick examples of things I didn't know. So like, for example, running scans during Black Friday isn't necessarily the best idea because, and keep in mind too, back a year ago, you could only run one store at a time, but now you can run 20 stores at once. But the thing is though, a lot of these deals are time sensitive and they have a limited quantity, and the scans on tactical arbitrage are slightly slow. So what you might want to do is do some research of that store beforehand, see what they have, run the section. So let's say Kohl's is having 20% off all backpacks. You could run a scan on the entire Kohl's section for backpacks with that 20% discount. And that way, you know, going into it, wow, these 4 backpacks are great. I'm going to buy these right away. Or you can do that with any store with any category, but I didn't know that, and I would have been able to gain a lot more sales going into it. Now, one thing I do want to say is that if you do that, the store may actually upload some of their inventory come Black Friday. So if you run that scan, it may be missing some items, but at the same time, I still think it's definitely worth doing. And those are really my 5 biggest mistakes. I'm going to go ahead and close out and say, if you guys do need some help with tactical arbitrage, I do have a 2-hour crash course. And the way I designed this was basically for someone who isn't really that comfortable with it, or someone who's new or never used it, can sit down for 2 hours, watch it, and then be able to start a profitable scan going into it. So I do offer that. And I also do have an ebook on online arbitrage. So if you guys are interested in any of that, that is in the description below. Without further ado, I'm going to close out here, and I will see you next time.